Welcome back, everybody. I recently bought 3 different lots from one person off eBay. I was drawn to these lots just because the tools were a little bit different, unique, and there was a few things I probably don't recognize, but I paid $121.30 to the door, so let's take a look. I couldn't see the brand names the best on everything. This first one up is a rail of 3/8 sockets. The first couple here are Pencraft, and then the ones after that are Crowder. I'm not sure I've had too many Crowder sockets before. All SAE. Next up, we have a Proto Professional 18mm combination wrench, a 5/8 SK Wayne spark plug socket. Okay, this next one is a ratcheting box wrench, 5/8 by 3/4. It is marked USA, and the brand is Millbar. I'm not familiar with Millbar. Got a few 3/8 drive extensions. Got a Powercraft, an SK Wayne, and a Pencraft. And there was also this little 3/8 to 1/2 inch Husky USA socket adapter. Looks like it's brand new. Then we have a number of Indestro and Select Steel wrenches, which is also Indestro. This is a 3/8. This one is stamped Indestro. It's just most of it's worn away or just had a bad stamp. We also have this one marked Select Steel 11/16, a Select Steel 5/8. Got a few owner's marks in it. Select Steel 1/2 inch and Indestro Select Steel 1/4 inch. And personally, I really like this style wrench. I'm not 100% sure why, but I just think they kind of look cool. I like kind of the vintage look to them. So I do kind of collect these. Again, Select Steel. Some I have are Indestro, but I like them. They got the little box end on one side. There's a few of these. This is a 3/4, a 9/16, another 9/16. And I guess that's it. This is a double open end wrench. Also marked Indestro. 9/16 1/2 inch. I have a Proto Professional 9/16 1/2 inch drive socket. Proto 3/16 hex bit. We have a Husky 10mm wrench. This one is not marked USA, so I would assume if it's not marked USA, it probably was not made in the USA. I have a Master Mechanic made in the USA 5/16. I think these were probably made by Eastco. I have an SK 1/2 inch by 9/16 box wrench. Proto Challenger 1/2 inch wrench. And this is my first one of these. This is a Jador. This one is made in Germany. It's one of the older ones. Little 3/8 drive ratchet. I do collect ratchets, so I'll definitely add this one to the collection. It's a little bit rough, but never had one before. So to finish off that lot, we have an SK 3/8 3/8. And finally, a Napa USA 3/8 universal adapter. Okay, first item up in the next lot is kind of cool. This is an Autolite spark plug gapper made in the USA. Got a Stanley Taiwan 3/8 ratchet. A couple of no-name. We got Torx bit driver. Then we got a 1/4 inch spinner. Then we have a Chicago specialty manufacturer. Kind of a unique 4-way. Kind of different how those bits go in there. They're rounded instead of hex. Pretty cool. There's a Channellox USA, a little flat tip screwdriver. It does have like the screw holder, but one side is broken off. I thought this next one for sure was a Channellock. I have not seen a brand on it anywhere. It does have some sort of stamp down here. Looks like B1. But neat little ignition pliers. Have a Proto 3/4 inch crowfoot. And then we have a 1/2 inch Select Steel combination wrench. I already had one of those in the first lot, 1/2 inch. Stanley USA Universal. And an Allen USA 1/2 inch socket. Got a Fuller #1 Phillips. Interesting piece. This is a little angled side cutter dikes, I guess you might want to call it. Bell systems on this side. and Sweden on this side. Can't quite make that name out there. Kind of a unique little pliers there. I can't 100% make that name out. I think it's diamond. This is one of the later ones, if it is, when they were laser printing or whatever they did to get their name on. Definitely wasn't engraved or stamped. This one is considered like the narrow tip side cutter. Spring loaded. So I'm kind of surprised by these. I could see in the photo it said Craftsman, and they looked a little bit older, but they all are marked Craftsman Taiwan. Thought they were going to be USA, but sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. So here's an old Klein pair of diagonal cutters. Now you can see it has the two holes in the blade. I don't know if it was sold like that or somebody put that in, obviously as like a wire stripper. I just don't know if that's how it was sold. It looks like it was done pretty clean, so I'm going to guess it was probably sold that way. There's the part number, so I guess you just look that up and see. So this was one of the pieces I saw in the photo that caught my attention. I was hoping it was going to be made by like Heiko or something. And I'm not going to pronounce this correctly, but just based on how it looks like it's pronounced like Laravia. I've never heard of that. Don't know if that's the brand. Don't know if that's where it was made. Never heard of that. It does have some, like a part number stamped on it. Then it's also got another one on this side. So this is like a 1/4 inch extension, but it's all part of this swivel. It's like a swivel extension. Honestly, I don't even know what size that is because it's not marked. I'm going to guess it's metric. And I would say it's somewhere around a 13, 14 millimeter. That is a unique piece. There is a Vaco 3/8 nut driver, a Chapman ratcheting screwdriver, a set of feeler gauges or thickness gauges, some people call them. Was that Aries? Did I butcher them all? Here's kind of a unique piece. You don't see a lot of pliers like this, and this one's actually Craftsman branded. I'm gonna guess that one's a little bit harder to find. I don't come across this design too often. I don't see any stamping as far as like Circle P or whatever, but yeah, kind of a cool piece. The last piece in this lot is actually made by Heiko, and I can't say I'm 100% sure what this is. My best guess is it has something to do with changing tires, and maybe tires on a motorcycle or a bicycle. I would doubt cars, but it could be none of those. It could be totally something different. Okay, moving on to the last lot. Now, there is something here I wanted to save until this last lot. Not this piece, I'll show it later, but this is a B&C adjustable. It's an 8-inch number 80. It's got a very shallow jaw in it. Not deep at all. But still a cool piece. And like I said, these 3 lots, well, I should say 2 of the lots really caught my eye, and then since I was trying to buy 2, I went ahead and bought the 3rd one to save on a little shipping, but each one of them had some unique pieces in. So I like to get some stuff that's a little different once in a while. Here's another piece that is a little different. It's kind of like a crowfoot, I guess, but it's fully boxed in. It does have some sort of number right there. I'm sure if I ran that, it would probably tell me who makes this. I'll have to see if I can do some research on that one. There's also this Vaco number 2 Phillips in there. A little hammer. I think they consider this like a machinist hammer. It's got the unscrew little screwdriver in there. Next piece up, I'm thinking it's just a compass. I'm having a hard time making out the manufacturer. Selleck? I don't know. And I think it says Chicago, Illinois at the bottom. I'm pretty sure this is just a compass. Next out of this one is a US-made Stanley Handyman chisel. Needs a little profiling, but pretty nice shape. So here's something interesting. It says Electrolyte on this side, which I associate with SK, but I know, I shouldn't say I know, I do believe Electrolyte was his own company, and SK kind of took them over. On this side it says TrueFit, and it has like a hexagonal shape to the handle. Deep offset. Pretty cool wrench. Then we have this Japanese-made reamer. Next up is a Goodell Pratt little push drill. And I did check, I didn't check every hole, but at least 3 or 4 bits dropped out of the bottom. So it does have some of the bits in it. And then we have this little crescent diagonal cutter. And this one is marked Bell Systems as well. Then we have this Irwin #2 made in the US of A. Somebody cut the end off of it, probably to put it in a different style drill. This must have gone in a brace before. And I forget the exact name of these, but it's pretty much just an adjustable hole bore. Got a made in the USA. Here it says Executive. I think that's the actual brand. Little pocket steel rule. I think this is also doubled as a depth gauge. This little clip here. We also have this Proto 7/8 crowfoot. These are another thing I saw in the photos I thought were interesting. Obviously a crowfoot, and I'm sure if I clean them up, they probably have some sort of numbers on them. But they were a little different looking than the ones I've seen. It's a 3/8 drive, but on this side, it's like elongated, almost like you could put an extension in there and then tilt it to the side as you turn it. Never seen anything like that before. I do see this one stamped at size. Looks like there's another stamp over here. I can't quite make it out, but maybe if I cleaned them up, I'd be able to see what brand they are. But I thought those were a little different, kind of cool. Also had a couple of these larger size crowfoot. I did see this one was marked Bonnie, and they look identical, so I'm going to guess they're both Bonnie. They might even be the same size. And then we have one more, and this one's a 1/2-inch drive, 12-point. I'm not seeing any markings on there that I can make out. Have a couple of punches and a chisel. We got a Ward's Master, and this one said Mac, I believe. And I don't see any markings on this guy. We got a 1/2-inch drive Signature Series. This is the Craftsman USA 1/2-inch drive ratchet. Sounds pretty good. But this one is the reason why I bought this lot. I thought this one looked really unique. So this is a bent handle 3/8 ratchet. It's got this swivel head or puck head, whatever you want to call it. But then it also has like a handle that spins, so you could use it kind of as a speed wrench. So just that's 3 kind of unique features. And I knew it was an older ratchet. That's kind of also what piqued my interest. This one is called the Sidewinder. And it just says DAV Tool Company. So I'm not sure what the DAV stands for. It was made in Elrich, Iowa. So very cool old piece. Never seen anything like this. Never heard of that brand. But that's something I'm going to definitely add to the collection. So that's going to be all for this one. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.